Extra Factors 53. This closes off that little trilogy with Wingman. Before I crack on, I hate covers like this, the ones where it's like, hey, look at all the crazy stuff that happens inside this comic. I think it is especially bad for this one, because this is Caliban's issue. He has been a long-running supporting character since issue number 9. And with this one, well, it's meant to be his big moment. It's meant to be his character coming out from the background. And since Louise Simonson will actually leave the book in 7 or 8 issues' time, it's also Caliban's final appearance in Extra Factors. This is as much as the resolution to his character arc that we're ever going to get. Louise Simonson did intend to get back to Caliban, but she never had the opportunity. So it's sad that the character loses what should be his cover to one of these montage covers. Something like this, with slightly different composition and layout. Bring the characters more to the front. Get Caliban down off this wall and have him like standing our Wingman's beaten body, or maybe have him holding him. Something like that. Conceptually, an image like this would be a better cover. Here we have little 3 different strands in this issue, and this one is the main one and the best of the 3. It is effectively nothing more than a great big fight between Wingman and Caliban, but there is a lot more to it than them just slapping each other about. There's this whole idea about how they both have been transformed by Armageddon, but Wingman, he rejected or overcame Armageddon's influence, whereas Caliban has freely submitted to it. 2 issues in a row of Wingman having no holds barred scraps with Saberclaw and now Caliban. Might seem a bit excessive to some, but I really appreciate it. We'll come back to this because one of our other plot lines is Cyclist making the biggest mistake of his life. He asks the Or to marry him. I'm not lying or twisting things here. The very next time she meets Wolfman in the Extinction Song crossover, she snogs him. She is the worst. I don't even understand why Cyclist asked this horrible piece of sludge for her hand in marriage, but he never proposed to Emma Frosties. Our third story is Snowman going on a date with Trisha Tanaka, a girl that he had just met. And it's definitely a girl because he is not gay and he never was. But they are being followed on this date by a homeless mutie who Trisha Tanaka had took in like a stray pet. He is called Mole and he is following them and trying to screw up their date because he is jealous of Trisha not spending more time with them. I like this little story, but I do wish it had been told at a slower pace. Ian Mole, he's a total loser. He falls in bins and stuff like that. We're back with Caliban and Wingman, and this is a really good fight. Our backstory here is that Caliban, he was a homeless mutie. He was like a frail weakling who lived down in the sewers with the other homeless muties. Then in the Mutie Mascara crossover, the homeless muties were mostly culled by the paraders, but Extra Factors, they saved Caliban from Saberclaw, and then he became a member of Extra Factors, but eventually he betrayed the team, or at least abandoned them, when they went up against Armageddon. Caliban surrendered to Armageddon, who tempted him with the promise of making him strong enough to never have to fear others ever again. And since then, Caliban has been in the background, and we've slowly been building up to sending him off to get his revenge. And this fight here with Wingman, it's really the first time we get to see this remade Caliban in action, and also the last time you'll see him in this book. Sadly, Louise Simons never quite got to round off Caliban's story or have him go up against Saberclaw. Although there is a new Muties just before they became Excellent Force. It's like one of her last contributions to that series. It is plotted by her, but it is scripted by Fabio Nicieza. In that, we do have Caliban fighting Saberclaw, but it's not necessarily great payoff to all this. After that though, loads of other writers came along and really ran with the whole Caliban and Saberclaw stuff. We got some great stories with them, so that is good, but it's just a bit of a loss that we never got to see Louise Simons quite resolve it herself. Anyway, Wingman, he is beaten bad. He has been shot and gutted by Saberclaw, and now beaten within an inch of his life by Caliban. He is on death's door. Meanwhile, Snowman and Mole have a confrontation, and our overall idea here is that Mole is pathetic, and Saberclaw he is watching from the shadows because he has been gunning around murdering homeless muties again, and he has had his eyes set on Mole for 3 issues. This issue has a fantastically depressing and downbeat ending, and not just because the whore emotionally manipulates cyclists' emotions and leads them on. Also, the Smurf doesn't appear in this issue. Mole, he's a bit heartbroken that nobody wants him, but in like the only commendable thing that he ever does, he decides to leave this couple alone and pretend that he isn't all upset about it. But then he falls down into the sewer and we have this dark comedy ending where down in the sewers is Saberclaw waiting to kill him in a total, hey, it's not your day, is it, kind of way. And Mole never appears again. It is a good issue with some fun ongoing plots, and the only real clanger is all the relationship stuff with Cyclist and a terrible woman. We have a really exciting fight between Wingman and Caliban. We have a nice little subplot with Snowman. This is good. I rate this 7 thumbs up. By the way, yes, I do know that she wrote a mini-series that went back and resolved the Extra Factors run. And it did give us resolution to the whole Caliban Saberclaw thing.